Hello, everybody, and welcome to MSP Mountain. My name is Eric, and I'm the host. And today I have Ernest Murray, who is an MSP consultant and an MSP co-owner himself, who basically has built MSP that I really admire. So I thought it would be really great to have him on the podcast and sort of ask him how he did what he did and built such a great vibe and such a model with his clients that he's able to charge a premium price and sort of provide that premium level of service that people love. And so this is Ernest from Genuine Technology Group, and welcome to the show.
Hey, Eric, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate what you do for the MSP community. It's really important to us.
So how do you position yourself as a premium client charging a premium rate for premium service? Premium MSP charging a premium rate. How,
We don't consider ourselves an MSP
okay.
to begin with. We're coming alongside our clients as business partners. And so we focus really heavily on more of the consulting side of things, calling ourselves more of a business process consultant who also happens to do IT.
Yeah.
And by doing that, we come alongside, I mean, a great example, we've got a math book company that started with us about 6 months ago, and they had a very manual process at the beginning of when we brought them on board of order comes in and print it off and put it into this bin, and somebody takes it out and handles finance and goes back into another bin. And it was just this manual process of transitioning these orders around the office and getting them paid. And they had full-time people just doing data entry. And so we were able to assist them in automating their entire process and assist them in choosing the right solutions and streamlining that whole thing. And they didn't have the confidence to do that before we came alongside and started helping them with it. And as a result, they're able to process well, a significant number of orders more, and they've actually let two of their staff go. So they've streamlined their operations significantly.
So it's framing the relationship in such a way that you're not just looking at the technology, the endpoints and all that stuff that MSPs always talk about, but also looking at the business itself, how they make money, the people involved in the business, and sort of how they're using the technology and how business processes are sort of going through the ecosystem of technology you deploy.
Exactly.
So yeah, framing the relationship. What would you say? Like, if you want to be that a company like yours that takes that sort of vested interest in not only technology but operations and all of that stuff, and how do you go into a sales call? You said that you have experience with sales. How do you frame the relationship from the start when a new company, you got a lead or something like
Well,
that?
the most important thing before we even get to that point is the mindset and methodology that we have as an organization. Um, we're not just going in as when we're walking in the door to help these folks out, we're truly looking at it as a business partnership. And that means that we're not really looking at the technology side of things. Even when we walk in from a sales perspective, we know that we're going to replace their network. We know that we're going to, put all of our systems and processes in place. We know what those are. They're standardized across all of our clients, which allows us to support folks efficiently. Um, and so when we're walking in the door, that entire conversation is about the company. It's about the business. It's about who they are, where they've been, how did they get where they are now, and where are they going in the future, and what's holding them back. And then finding ways that we can partner alongside them to help overcome the challenges that they have utilizing technology. It's amazing how the very simple, small things that are so easy to us are mind blowing to a business owner because they just don't understand technology. It's not something they're interested in. Even just, oh, you can do auto sums in Excel. That can be mind blowing to some people, and it's just simple to us.
So you want clients that are going to, show you who they are in terms of their values and what how
hmm
they got where they are, and you're going to go in there and you're going to advise them basically on how to hit the next level with how their business functions and the tools that they're using to achieve that, right?
And it's not complicated. You don't need some fancy degree or some special education to do this. As a matter of fact, all of us as MSP owners and as techs do this already. Have you ever had a customer come to you and say, "Hey, how do I do this?" Or, "Hey, I've been looking at these things and these online form building programs. I think it'd be cool to build a form. Which one do you recommend that we use?"
Yeah.
And as a tech, we already do these things, but we just don't do them proactively. And that's the only thing that we're doing differently is we're going in and asking the questions before the client asks them of us.
And so, how do you get all the stakeholders on board when do you usually go straight to the executive level of a company, or are you sometimes talking to an office manager who has certain imperatives? How do you sort of get the team all on the same page in terms of your vision for how they can work with you?
Just by asking questions, lots and lots of questions. So yeah, usually it does come in as someone mid-level who's reaching out and trying to gather some basic information. And so by asking lots of questions of them, and they have lots of frustrations and they understand why this process is happening. So they're usually willing to share a lot of that. And then sharing very little about us as a company. We don't talk about us. We don't talk about our tech. We don't talk about any of that unless we absolutely have to. Um, and then at that point, going, let's just schedule a meeting and talk with the decision makers. We'll make it quick. We'll make it simple. We don't go through a lengthy sales process. I really strive for a one-shot close every chance that we can.
And how do you recalibrate after, several months? How do you keep in touch with your clients and their needs as they're shifting?
We ask to be a part of their leadership meetings as much as possible. So if they'll allow us to be a part of those leadership meetings and their staff meetings, it helps us understand what's going on within the organization and what changes are happening and what the challenges are as the different department heads bring their challenges to the table.